Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Garage Gym Reviews, and today we are going to talk about our top picks for recumbent bikes. Now, I mean, who doesn't love recumbent bikes? I hear nobody, so I'm going to do the best video on recumbent bikes. No, really, the other day I was thinking about what recumbent bikes remind me of, and a couple years ago, my husband and I took a trip up to Haystack Rock in Oregon. We rented these bikes. They were almost like beach cruisers, and you could ride along the beach. They were incredibly fun, but they really remind me of what a recumbent bike is. So you have that laid back reclined seat. You have the feet pedals out in front of you instead of directly underneath you. It's just more of a relaxing ride and truthfully a relaxing workout. When you hop on a recumbent bike, you can't expect to be the fittest. I mean, your body composition isn't going to change drastically using something like this. The goal of a recumbent bike is just to get your body moving more, which is honestly crucial. The more I read about fitness, the more I read about health, one of the best things we can do is just move our body more. And so if that's you, a recumbent bike is going to be a great piece of machinery to own. Not only that, but it is an incredibly low impact workout, which means it's not going to affect your joints. If you struggle with mobility, then it is a great machine to use. So we're going to talk all about that, but first make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you can continue to see me and all things fitness. Also, if you like any of these recumbent bikes that we talk about, we place a link below the like button, making it super easy for you to purchase one of these. When you do use that link, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a small commission. And lastly, some of these have been sent to us by the company, but it doesn't change what I'm gonna say about it. I'll always tell you all the details. So let's get started with the Schwinn 230 recumbent bike. All right, so first thing about the Schwinn 230, it has 16 levels of resistance, which isn't the best that we see, but it is more on the budget side of recumbent bikes. So for that fact, 16 levels of resistance is honestly pretty decent. It's gonna be able to impact your legs, get your heart rate up, essentially everything you want to do. I think you will be able to accomplish that with the 16 levels of resistance. The other thing that it has is a high-speed inertia parameter weighted flywheel. Essentially what this means is it is a heavier flywheel, but the parameter is coated in a heavier thickness, or essentially a wider thickness on the parameter of that flywheel. When you do that, it just creates a smoother and quieter ride, and also a longer lasting flywheel, which in general, the heavier the flywheel, the more long lasting the machine is. But when you add that parameter along that flywheel, it just makes it like an ultra sturdy, ultra long lasting flywheel, therefore an ultra long lasting machine. With the 230, you can go ahead and use the lever to move the seat either forward or backwards depending on your height. I have used it comfortably. I'm 5'4". Anthony, one of our riders who's over 6 foot, has also used it, found it to be incredibly comfortable while he used it. So there's really a wide range of people that will be able to use this machine. The weight capacity on this machine is 300 pounds, which is about industry standard, and we at least like to see that 300 pounds. And overall, again, this is a more budget-friendly machine costing only $600. Next is our best hybrid trainer, and that is the Proor Hybrid Trainer XT. This is almost like an elliptical and a recumbent bike had a baby come together, and you have kind of the best of both worlds in one machine. Also, this is a recumbent bike that is, again, more on the budget-friendly side. Truthfully, there's not a ton of recumbent bikes that are over $1,000, so you're generally going to be able to find a pretty good recumbent bike for under $1,000. This one is $700, and I think that it does a really good job of seamlessly allowing you to transition from a recumbent bike setting into an elliptical setting. With this Proor, it is enabled with iFit. So iFit programming is one of our favorite programs. We talk about it a lot. I think it's comparable to Peloton programming. Truthfully, they are continually adding classes. You're able to go all over the world. This iFit programming with the Proor Hybrid Trainer uses auto trainer control. So essentially, iFit and the machine communicate together. When you sign up for a class, it's gonna automatically change the resistance settings to that machine in order to challenge you in the way that you should be challenged. You can follow along with the class. I think that it makes you feel like you are a part of a group class and not just like a solo person riding in your home or riding in your garage all alone. The other thing I like about it is it kind of takes the guesswork out of any sort of programming. So you're able to just essentially hop on, pick a program, and go. Now, not only me, but Kate, who also works at GGR, tested this. I mean, she's like an Olympic weightlifting badass. She's super strong. And she said that this is a pretty basic machine, but honestly, she enjoyed her experience on it. She was pleasantly surprised. And I have to agree with her. This isn't going to be like a machine that's going to get you like big jacked muscles like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Coop, but it is gonna get you moving. It is fun to kind of have that hybrid machine, and overall, I really enjoyed it. Okay, so talk about budget-friendly recumbent bikes. This is honestly one of the cheapest recumbent bikes that I've seen. Does it have fancy features? No, but it does have a couple features that if you are older and you need something that is really gonna help you get into that machine and just get moving, I think it's a good pick. You can find this on Amazon for $200. With that being said, I mean, there's no fancy features about this. There's no Bluetooth connectivity. There's not like a major fan that's going to like help you cool you off during your ride. But if you are looking for a machine that you can just kind of like hop on, get pedaling, and it is comfortable, I think this is a good fit. Now, this is a lightweight machine. The other thing that I like about this is that you don't have to have any sort of power source nearby. Essentially, what you do is just change the knob to increase or decrease that resistance. It's all manual. The only thing this machine is going to require is 2 AA batteries, and that is for the basic LCD screen. Now, this screen isn't going to show you a lot of information, but it is going to show you how far you have traveled using that bike. So overall, I mean, this is a super budget-friendly but basic machine. As far as who I would recommend this machine for, I would recommend it for somebody who is getting into fitness and kind of curious if they would like cycling, or somebody who has done fitness for a very long time and is ready to just get some movement. This bike does have 8 levels of resistance, which again, not the best, not the highest, but enough to at least get you started, or enough to at least keep you moving. Last thing I will say is I do think this is really good for somebody who is older, lacking mobility, needs kind of handrails to get on and off. This is a walk-through design, and there's handlebars on the bike, making it super easy for you to grab on, sit down, or if you need help standing up, you can go ahead and grab onto those handles, stand up, and then again, it has that walk-through design, making it super easy for you to get in and out of the machine. This next machine is the Exerputive 400 XL folding recumbent bike. Now, truthfully, I had never seen a folding recumbent bike, so immediately it caught my attention. I think this is a great bike for somebody who needs to save space, or maybe you're somebody who generally likes to keep your machine out in the open because you use it every day, but it needs to be folded, put out of the way when you have guests come over, family come over, whatever the case may be. The fact that this is foldable, I think, is a really unique feature. One thing that I think is really cool is you would think that because this is foldable, because it is more portable, it doesn't have a higher weight capacity, but that is not true for this bike. It has a 300-pound weight capacity, which again meets industry standards, but overall just allows a lot of people to be able to use this machine. Next is a lightweight recumbent bike, and that is the Sunny Health and Fitness Exercise Recumbent Bike. The Sunny Health and Fitness bike is super lightweight, and it comes with a very cushioned, comfortable seat. The other thing that I like about this is that even though it is lightweight, it still has that 300-pound weight capacity mark, which again just allows a lot of people to be able to use this. Now, when you do go to check out, you have the option to do a standard or a smart bike. Both are around that same cost point, about $300. The thing with this smart bike is you're able to go ahead and use Bluetooth connectivity to connect to your headphones, to connect to your app. So if you want to use a program like Zwift or Explore the World, you have the capability to be able to do that. So if you are looking for some sort of external programming, I would definitely go with the smart bike feature. I will say that this doesn't have as big of a range as something like we see on the Schwinn 230. With the Schwinn 230, you have a big adjustable rail so that me 5'4" or somebody else 6 foot can go ahead and comfortably use that bike. You don't have the same luxury with this Sunny Health and Fitness. It's much more of a shorter rail. It just doesn't allow the adjustability that we like to see. And so if you are considering this bike, I would definitely try and find one close nearby or something that measures similarly and try it out before you buy it, because it would be super inconvenient, super uncomfortable for you to get that and then have your knees like hit your chest the whole time, or not be able to reach the pedals fully, and essentially the bike becomes useless to you. Now, in terms of programming, there's no programming available to this bike, but again, if you go with a smart feature bike, you can go ahead, download things like Zwift or Explore the World and use that programming along with it. Last thing is it has a basic LCD screen. It doesn't show you anything crazy. It's gonna show you your basic metrics like your distance and your calories. Our last one is something that we consider a more durable recumbent bike. That is the Marcy Magnetic Recumbent Bike. Now, this is a steel frame coming with durable stabilizers. Essentially, it is going to be locked into the ground. So while you're riding on it, you're not going to experience any sort of shakiness or unsteadiness as you're riding. I mean, truthfully, this is like locked into the ground. The overall price tag on this bike is $250, so definitely on that budget side, which is something we like to see. Now, one kind of downside is it only comes with 8 levels of resistance. Again, not the most resistance that we see, nothing like the Schwinn 230 at that 16 levels of resistance, but I think for a beginner and somebody looking for a really durable bike, 8 levels will probably at least get you moving and challenge you enough. With this machine, you have a basic LCD screen. There's not a lot of metrics that show up on this screen. However, you are able to see your odometer and see how far you've traveled, which for me, actually, I really enjoyed. I like to be able to go back, see if I can travel a little bit further in that same amount of time. So when I was testing, what I did is I take 30 minutes, see how far I traveled. The next day went back, used 30 minutes, see how far I traveled, and try and beat that time. When you do something like that, you don't need a fancy program, but you just have to be able to be accountable to yourself and really challenge yourself. This offers a magnetic flywheel. Now, I wasn't able to find out the weight of this flywheel. Overall, though, it was a quiet machine. We do think it's a durable machine. And again, $250, super budget friendly. Both are around that same cost point, about $300. The thing with this smart bike is you're able to go ahead and use Bluetooth connectivity to connect to your headphones, to connect to your app. So if you want to use a program like Zwift or Explore the World, you have the capability to be able to do that. So if you are looking for some sort of external programming, I would definitely go with the smart bike feature. If I did choose one, I don't know why I feel the need to tell you guys this. I always do. I would go with the ProForm. I like the hybrid model and I like that it comes with iFit. Again, it's still only $750. So still pretty budget friendly when you consider how much people will spend on a cardio machine. I mean, you can spend like up to $3,000 on a piece of equipment. So under $1,000 is pretty good in my book. But let us know what you think. This has been Lindsay. Peace.